You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I went straight to the second. Yeah.
Because you're hype.
Yeah, dude. I'm super chill at the hype house right now. You know what I mean? Like we're in the stew. Hey, dude, I'm so gassed after today, but at the same time, it's just like I'm so like electrified. But luckily, I'm not dehydrated because I drink Drip Drop. And Drip Drop is used by athletes, firefighters, military members. And what it is like the best hydration on demand, blows Gatorade out the water 100%. There's nothing better. It's the best hydration. And it's used by us. It's used by NASCAR fans, NFL fans, sports fans in general. And literally, you can get your own right now if you go to www.dripdrop.com. Use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout. You're going to save 20% on your order, and you're going to get the best hydration on demand. So get the drip, rip it and drip it.
Rip it and drip it, baby.
Rip it and drip it. That's the one they like the best. So we'll stay going with the rip it and drip it. But I'll also like when I drip, you drip, we drip. I'm a big fan. One. Yeah, I put my hand up on your hip. When I did, that was a great song, man.
I can dig it.
I think we're getting old, dude.
We are. It's time to get the energy up. Come on, get up.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna get up. All right, you're witnessing a live. Get up, get on up, get slow. I was just basically gonna say that I've been using a lot of '90s gifs on Twitter, but I mean, I guess you're right too. I just need to get up, and move around.
I didn't mean it literally, but yeah. Now that you're up, let's.
I got a grandpa hat on. Maybe I should just reevaluate my life real quick. All right, sorry, Garage fam. We're reevaluating life right now. That's what we do here in the garage. But you know what? They're here for it. They're good for it. I'm gonna sit up. I tried to relax. I don't think relaxing works on a podcast. It doesn't.
We've done it before, though. I mean, I've been in the bed over there before.
We have, yeah. We've done it, but I mean, for today, this isn't a time to relax. Now that I really think about it, it's not, because this was probably one of the worst days for NFL players. And the injuries, I don't think I've ever seen
anything like it.
No, like nothing like it. We had some of the biggest players, biggest stars go down today. Like just when we thought that the NFL had nothing to do with 2020 just comes in to wreck shop. And it's just like, hey guys, no sport is safe. You know,
there was a point on Twitter where like I refreshed and every minute I was seeing like carts coming out for so-and-so, carts coming out for so-and-so. It was ugly, man. I hate to see it. Even some of the defensive players, I know we're going to talk about all the offensive players, but literally there was like a 5-minute stretch where 10 players left the field.
Yeah. How about the entire Denver Broncos football team being carted off the field? That was another one. I don't like to joke about injuries and stuff. Like it sucks, but I mean, from a fantasy standpoint, I mean, you got to be kind of excited, I guess, if you were playing against some of these guys and get a win.
Yeah, it definitely can work out in your favor for fantasy sports, but it also can hurt you. I somehow escaped in my season-long leagues without any major injuries. I don't have Saquon in any of my major leagues. I don't have.
You're lucky. You're a lucky guy.
You have Saquon.
Oh, dude. So SiriusXM Fantasy Invitational League that we did back on the 4th of July, Independence Day Invitational. Howard Bender set it up. Great league. A lot of great names in that league. I had, I think, the third pick, and I was going for Alvin Kamara. I was just sold on the fact that it was just going to be just like every other league, McCaffrey, Barkley, and then whoever else ensues, because Kamara was like going like 5th or so. And then Kate and Michelle Mazdick, they took Kamara at 2, and it just ripped me apart generally. Like, so I had to get Saquon.
I'm surprised they did that. But in
Well, I mean,
hindsight,
they're smart. They're fucking smart, dude. Like really, really smart. Really smart
I would
girls.
have been thrilled if I were you to get Saquon.
I was not. I don't want anything to do with Saquon. I don't believe in that.
I mean,
He's
now,
just a guy with big legs, and he's like the human frog, and he plays for a crappy football team.
it's his team's fault. Doesn't have any line.
Yeah, exactly. If he would have had a nice O-line, I'd have been thrilled, over the moon. Not the Giants. I don't want anything to do with that.
A lot of Danny Dimes this year for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, they're frauds. Are better yet, I think your pal Eric Granberry tweeted me today. They are who we thought they were. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So shout out to Eric. But yeah, dude, like, and it doesn't just stop there, man. I mean, I think you have the list. You have the list of the injuries today, right?
I'll go through them quickly. Then
Let's do it.
Drew Lock, shoulder. Cortland Sutton, he left the game. It didn't appear serious. Jerry Jeudy, Saquon Barkley, ACL. Sterling Shepard, toe. Jimmy G, ankle. Raheem Mostert, knee. Paris Campbell, knee. Your favorite, Mike Boone, concussion. Cam Akers, ribs. Brashard Perriman, ankle. Christian McCaffrey. I don't think that was serious, but I'll ask you after this. And then Tyrod Taylor, before the game, like minutes before the game, had an injury. And then lastly, Mr. Devontae Adams exited the game in the second half.
Didn't Marquez Valdez-Scantling get messed over too? I'm pretty sure he did too.
It must have been at the very end because he was out there playing when I was watching. So.
Yeah, there was so many games, man. I didn't get to watch them all. Like, unfortunately, like the red zone, having red zone and on your phone is tough. And like when the iPad won't work, and and you're tweeting a lot, like it doesn't work out good. But dude, that's a big, heavy list of injuries. And I know that waiver wires are going to be so busy this week. I would not be surprised if the fab money just is at zero for a ton of league managers. Like it's going to be heavy. But
dude, I'm glad you brought that up though, because I think you're in the same boat as me. I didn't spend like anything week one, so I'm ready to go at it now.
Oh my God. And they got some great people that you're going to be able to follow up and get. I know that Dion Lewis, just off the top of the dome, Dion Lewis is going to be one of the top pickups this week. I can't remember his exact stat line, but he had a good bit of carries. He's going to be like the guy right now in New York for the Giants now that Saquon.
I was curious who's like even on their depth chart, the next guy, because if they decide to use him as like the pass catcher role, I don't even know who the Giants –
Where is Orleans Darkwa? Where is he? That's who I want. I want Orleans, man.
He had a stretch there, didn't he? What, like 2 games?
Yeah. That was I can't even remember. Oh my God, that was like 3 years ago. Like it was when their running back room was so shit.
Excellent name, though.
Yeah, dude. Orleans Darkwa, the man. And no Sean Marino. Where are those guys? Those are the guys that I'm here for. There's so many people that don't know No Sean. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey, I don't know how serious his is. He's another big name. I want to say it's Mike I can't think of his last name right now. I literally put a waiver claim in for him. He's been around for a long time. Mike Davis, maybe, for Carolina.
Mike Davis. Yeah, Mike Davis is for Christian McCaffrey. I don't know what had happened to McCaffrey.
So apparently he like hurt his ankle or something, like had an ankle sprain or something like that towards the end. He might. I don't know how serious it is, man. I just know that like all at the point where it all happened, I was starting to see where people were tweeting just like another one, because like Ian Rappaport got tired of like tweeting and texting. He would just be like DJ Khaled, another one. So like he just kept on coming with them. So another one. So it's gonna be tough to figure out. I'm looking on here right now. I don't want you to grill me for being on my phone like you did on the NASCAR DFS preview show.
I gave you a solid 30 seconds before I said anything last time, so you have a great series.
Disrespectful. That was great. If you haven't watched that, go watch it.
Some part of you really appreciated it.
I did. I appreciate everything we do, man. We have fun. And I think it's about time that people start appreciating us a little bit better. And we got a lot to talk about of what we did and what we were able to accomplish today in this shittiest NFL week 2 of all time. So some of these other guys, though, we're definitely going to be doing some work. So, looking on these waiver wires and of course, like real garage guys do, the real investigators, the reporters, we're reporters. We make sure that we stay up to date on our stuff. So just like the garage guys do, we've gathered all that information in the future. So we'll tweet about it. So just follow us and we'll tell you about it because me and Drew just watched the Patriots Seahawks game a bit before this.
Still watching it right now.
Yeah, and he's still watching it.
I don't know how serious Cam Akers is, but we should talk about him because that's just going to further Malcolm Brown, right?
Yes, Malcolm Brown, Darrell Henderson or Darrell Henderson. I don't even know how you say his name. I think Darrell had a pretty good day.
Yeah.
I like Darrell.
Okay.
Like the old cigarettes that your grandma smoked, Darrell. You know what I mean? Doral or whatever. Yeah. Oh man, dude, you haven't lived unless you've ripped lungs with a Doral, bro. Yeah. No,
I guess I haven't lived yet.
Good God. Please do not smoke Durrells.
Okay.
So that I wasn't talking. I was protecting the fam. You can smoke one. I'll watch you.
Okay, I'll do that too.
Side, but yeah, Darrell Henderson's going to be hot. I like Brown better though in that situation. But I will say, Cam Akers being a rookie running back, at first glance, it took me a second to realize like, okay, what team? He's on the Rams, you know, and. But the way that it was listed whenever that sheet came out, it was like Cam Akers ribs. And I was like, this would be like a great menu item.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
In a restaurant, you know what I mean? Like he should capitalize on that.
He should.
You know? He should hit up every barbecue. Hit us up, Cam. We'll hook you up when you get better. But in all seriousness, get better.
Yeah. Another one I wanted to tell you about, we got Raheem Mostert should pave the way for some more Jerick McKinnon. I don't know if Mostert's is serious or not.
Look, I hate injury, but I love Jerick McKinnon. And I recently acquired Jerick McKinnon in a dynasty league that I'm in. And so having Jerick now alone pretty much in that backfield, because, I mean, what you have, like, I think Coleman, like, was banged up a little bit too. So it's like –
I don't even anyway.
If Coleman's banged up, I think that, you know, that Kyle Shanahan's kind of moving forward from that. McKinnon's going to get really involved in that passing game. I've been following McKinnon since those days in Minnesota. And so him being out for the 2 seasons, he's hungry. He's ready to get after it. And not only that, Jimmy Garoppolo backpedal a little bit. Yeah. So now we got Big Dick Mullins, Big Dick Nick, the real BDN. Shout out to your alma mater, SMTTT. I had to Google that today, by the way. I know what it means now. Southern Miss to the top.
There you go.
What it means.
I can't wait to see him play. I wish that they were more healthy as a roster, though. I wish he had the full roster to at his disposal because Kittle's out. What about Jordan Reed?
Jordan Reed, 20 fantasy points. Explosion. Crazy. I will say – the guy that I actually traded for McKinnon in the Dynasty League, I traded Chris Herndon for McKinnon. So that's a big win for me. But that's shout out to Paulie from Paulie Sleepers. I recently
you gave up the Herndon?
I gave up, dude. I have Hayden Hurst, Jonnu Smith, James O'Shaughnessy, Hunter Henry. Dude, I'm not lying to you. Like, I literally have, like, half of the tight ends rostered on my dynasty team. Like, people come to me all the time wanting to trade me, like, second and first rounds. Like, I had a guy want to trade me a second for Hayden Hurst. I was like, no, get out of here. Don't trade me for tight ends. Like, they're my tight ends.
Football troll inside the league? Are you a troll?
In Dynasty, kind of. Like, I don't – I mean, I got in Dynasty thinking I was going to enjoy it, but I don't like it. Like, I'm not big on it. Where's Drew? It's a new I was about to start a movement. I was about to put you on a milk carton.
A little bit. It's getting a little warm in here, a little toasty.
Yeah, a little toasty.
Might be from those bets. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. We're going to be able to navigate these waters. We're here for you going into tomorrow night. I'm going to do a little bit more homework, and I know you should too, Drew, for the Garage fam. We're going to get together. It's Monday now. You're listening to this. Be looking at our Twitter. You know where to follow us, at Garage Guy Chase and at Chef Boyardeen. And we'll put out some of our favorite waiver wire pickups on Twitter for you guys tomorrow. And I'll hold Chef Boy accountable to that because I know he's busy in the kitchen a lot. So we'll make sure of it. But, yeah, let's get into more the DFS betting side of it. Let's get into the good news of the NFL Sunday, week 2. And I think that your record for today was phenomenal. 10-2 on the best bets today. The Chef Boy, what are you calling it? The wild parlay?
The YOLO parlay.
The YOLO parlay. Shout out
Yeah.
to old Drake.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about this, man.
So it was our first. So let's give the backstory. I played a lot of plays week 1, but I downsized my unit. So I was betting 1 unit per game really and just kind of filling out the season. Went back a little bit more towards my normal units at 2 or 3 units per play. We had our first big boys bet of the season with the Chiefs teaser, the Chiefs and the Cardinals teaser. And those are really selective plays that I do, Chase. I know last year I only put, I think, 9 of them out, and they went 7-2. So those are my big bets.
That was on the Patreon page.
There was. And
OG.
if you were from the Patreon days, you're a real OG, right? If you're still listening.
That's right. That was before the Roto Baller premium content.
We weren't so fancy then.
Yeah, we were just letting loose, loosey-goosey.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
We still do.
We still do. But, yeah, 10-2, we hit the big bet. And then the YOLO parlay, there's something I threw down at the bottom.
That was my favorite. Man,
it was great. It was 5 of the favorites, but I felt good about all of them. Let me read it out real quick. We had the Bucks against the Panthers. That felt like a lock. Not on the spread, but on the money line. The Bills against the Dolphins. That was kind of a sweat. The Cardinals and Ravens were easy. They cruised the whole time. And then the Chiefs rounded it out. The Chiefs kind of scared me. So,
yeah. Justin Herbert season.
That's a perfect segue into one of our games we wanted to talk about. Chiefs.
Yeah. So this game, I didn't get to catch a whole lot of it, but I was following a lot of it on Twitter, and I did get to take a moment to watch and appreciate Justin Herbert's arm. Tyrod Taylor injured himself in the beginning of the game or in pregame warmups or something, which honestly, I feel like maybe Tyrod's emotions got the best of him, and he was like, I'm doing this guy an injustice by being here. So my name is Tyrod Taylor, and I need to injure myself. So, like, someone threw a medicine ball at him real fast, and he was like, Justin, I can't play. You have to do it now. Throw lightning bolts.
This is the most Tyrod story ever, man. Like,
Tyrod. His name is Tyrod Taylor.
This is the most Tyrod story ever because he loses his job everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, he loses his job.
By his own doing.
Yeah.
In pregame. He can't even get hurt, like, on the field. Like, he's like, it's just like, dude, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm glad it happened. Because I was pissed. It's like, Anthony Lynn, start your rookie, man. Like, there's no, like, better way to show disrespect than by drafting a quarterback that high and not just throwing him out there and saying, get after it. We're in a different world now. You don't need to prep these guys unless you're Josh Rosen. Okay.
I'm a little different than you in the stance, by the way.
You probably are, old motherfucker. You're more of an old man than me.
What's wrong with sitting somebody a little while then?
It's at the coach's discretion, okay? It's at the coach's discretion, like it. But we're in it. Like, the quarterback position has evolved so much now that you're seeing a lot of these kids that are in college or going in the NFL. Like, they're all kind of like they all are like Swiss Army knives in a way. Like, they're very mobile. They can get the ball out. They throw the ball really far. And it's not everybody, but I mean, most of the first rounders you're going to see are like that. And I feel like if you're going to put that much draft capital on a player that high up the board, like, if you're Bill Belichick and you're going to take a guy like, when he took Tom Brady in, like, what, the 5th? Yeah. And then, like, something like that, then, yeah, put him behind somebody. But if you're going to have that much confidence in your quarterback, then you better back that up with fueling that confidence and letting him start. Do you think
Tua should be starting?
Tua's hurt.
Is he?
I don't know. I mean, he came from Alabama, dude. I would think he'd have a little more grit in his soul than to fake an injury.
No, I mean, I just don't know. Like, I thought his injury was over. I didn't know it was lingering. I thought he was fine. Is he not? That's a serious question.
Again, that's the coach's discretion, but when you just completely are working for a shit organization and your brain doesn't work good, which is probably what's happening in Miami, then yeah, you're not going to make the smartest choices. I think that has more to do with the front office than anything. Because if Tua's not hurt –
I'm seriously meaning, like, is he physically hurt right now? Do you know the answer? Because I
don't know. I haven't looked into it.
I think he's fine. I think he was hurt before the season started. Like, he was hurt.
Then they're idiots. They should be playing.
it's that bad to start Fitzmagic for a little while. I'm just different than you on this.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like Fitzpatrick is like holding it down like he did towards the end of last season, I don't see a problem. But I mean, if he's showing signs of the downward spiral, which is what it's looking like, then why not fire up your young, confident guy unless you just think that he is going to just break?
So I tend to agree with you in most cases, but also there's merit to say like you can ruin a young QB's mental game very quickly with a bad team. With if you're on a bad team and you know you're not going anywhere with Tyrod Taylor or Mr. Abear, they probably should be starting Herbert because they have a roster that's built to win. But if you're on a crappy team, man, I don't see harm in waiting. I mean, get another good draft pick in, develop your guy. Like I don't.
You got a bad backfield and you got a bad O-line. Devontae Parker's not the worst. He's gotten better.
He's really good.
I'm a big Preston Williams guy. I like Preston.
Today, by the way. I was kind of pissed at him.
I know it happens, but Mike Gesicki's he was like one of the leaders, right?
He had a sick one-handed catch today.
Yeah, he OBJ'd it without the poop. He did it. So I mean, yeah, it has to. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't think it's that bad of like as far as like the weapons he has. It's just like I think that the reason Tua's not starting is because if this injury is super serious, they don't want to take the chance of him getting more hurt, and that's fine and that's acceptable.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that is. But no, I'm just glad to see Justin Herbert out there. But getting back to this game, Anthony Lynn screwed that up towards the end there. Bad.
Gone for it on fourth down, 4th and 1 from. You don't give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes in overtime. You don't do that.
That's like giving it to Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, okay, so what happened there, right? The Chargers won the coin toss. They got the ball. They had like a couple first downs, and then they got to 4th and 1, and they punted, right? And then Mahomes drove down the field and they kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Did you notice that Butker had to make the field goal 3 times?
Yeah, they tried to they just are constantly trying to ice and just doing it wrong.
Dude, I swear, here I go. Conspiracy theory, Drew.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Dude, that game was rigged. Fully rigged. The refs did everything in their power to not let the Chiefs score in regulation touchdown. They called holding 5 times on the Chiefs in that last drive. 5 times they called holding. They kept backing Patrick Mahomes into like 2nd and 20, 2nd and 25, and eventually they had to kick a field goal into overtime. But they did everything in their power to not let the Chiefs win regulation.
Yeah, you know more about that than I do. You know more about that. I didn't watch that deep.
If you watched the drive, you would be able to say, like, yeah, I saw that, but you didn't.
I read about that one because I was on my way to the stew. But no, I don't know. Like, I hate that they weren't able to save it. That would have been an epic upset, and especially a huge coming out party for young Lightning Bolt.
That would have ruined my 4-unit bet, though.
It would have, but I mean, would that be a risk we were willing to take for Justin Herbert's confidence and success?
No.
I'm a Justin Herbert truther.
No chance. I can't back that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad you won. But
we got to make this. We got to build this credibility on Rotoballer so they keep coming back for more.
That's right, exactly. And you need to be doing that. Promo code Garage. Go get over there right now. You can win big money because Chef Boy what is it? Big bank, take little bank. That's how we roll. Yeah, that's it. All right. Anyway, Justin Herbert truther. I just want to let the record show that I've been one. So, and Drew can back that up. And I'm glad that he is on the field and he's doing things. And I hope that he continues marching on and that Tyrod finds ways to keep hitting himself with medicine balls in pregame warm-ups.
They would be crazy to start Taylor, right? Like they can't do that.
Yeah. And shout out to Josh Kelly. Dude's insane. I love it. Not the skateboarder from the Rams. They're
not going to miss Melvin Gordon at all.
No, not at all. We got to get off this game. Next game, backtracking.
Backtracking. All right, let's go back and finish the Bills-Dolphins because we talked about
this. We talked about Miami.
Let's talk about White Cam Newton.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Shout out to our DFS picks on the Rotoballer Garage Guys NFL DFS preview show. Shout out to us because we told you to start Josh Allen, the White Cam Newton, and if you didn't, you're dumb. The lightning delay was amazing because it created time for Josh to gather his energy and get back out there and do more amazing things. Shout out to Cole Beasley for getting like 9 fantasy points. Shout out to the Bee's Knees. Stephon Diggs is the man. He's finally producing the way we wanted him to produce in week 2, where he should have produced in Minnesota, but Kirk Cousins drives a minivan. So that kind of hinders that progress.
Dude, they're stacked, man. With Beasley as their third receiver and John Brown and Diggs, how stacked are they?
I love
their
it.
Running backs are good too.
I love it, man. Dude, Zach Moss. Zach Moss is that dude, man. Like,
you better put some respect on Singletary's name.
He's cool. I'm a Zach Moss guy, man. And like, there was so many people that hated on me and cutting back to Kate and Michelle Mazik. I think we talked about them a couple weeks ago or whatever. But they're in one of the leagues with me, and literally, like, they were on Zach. Well, Michelle was on Zach Moss. I was on Zach Moss. I ended up making a trade with her that was like totally lopsided in a dynasty league. Zach Moss is going to do great things. Like, he's just going to continue to progress. He's going to be a great pass catching back. Love everything I see out of him. Love the fact that Josh Allen is continuing to just flourish. Fuck the haters. I'm a Josh Allen guy, and I think you're a Josh Allen guy as well.
And he's in my division, so what does that say? You know, like,
that's big. When are we gonna go? When are we gonna go to Buffalo and jump on tables?
I would love to go.
All right. Well, on the Section 65 podcast, homie Tanner is a Bills fan from Buffalo, and he goes to all those games, so he should take us there.
Yeah, let's do it. I would love to go hang out with Bills Mafia, man.
I want some zebra pants.
Yeah, I'm throwing you through a table.
All right, I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Off of a camper. Miami's side of the ball, though, I think we already pretty much covered. Jaceki went off. The one-handed catch was sick. I saw the highlight.
You want to go into the big one, the Falcons Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm super excited about that game. The Falcons blew a lead again, a huge one. And Dallas Cowboys, just them being able to come back from that. I kind of was like joking because like I'm not a big like Cowboys guy. However, it's weird because I kind of believe in the boys this season before the season started, and now I'm like, nah. But yeah, anytime they're having bad Sundays, I'm happy. So it was just kind of like you got to pick your poison. So obviously, the Falcons get the shaft always. So I was super ecstatic, but I think that Dan Quinn will be fired by week 5.
I think he could get fired tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I mean, it's a crazy.
He should.
Dude, and I'll say this. It's going to definitely be covered up by the comeback victory, but Mike McCarthy did some dumbass things during this game. I mean,
because Mike McCarthy's a dumbass.
Yeah. He literally hired the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. And then they brought Andy Dalton in, which is the second coming of Jason Garrett. Yeah. And he'll be the coach of the Cowboys one day, too, because Jerry likes young, fiery, redheaded guys that suck at quarterback. So,
and he actually had to come into the game for a few plays today.
Yeah. Somebody made the comparison to me today that Dak was slowly becoming Jay Cutler. And so you know how they have I know it's not a good take, but it made me think because me and my memeing. I thought about smoking Jay, dabbing Dak. So I was gonna like Photoshop like a dab pen into like Dak and put a bunch of vape clouds coming out.
I like that.
Dabbing Dak. Yeah, if he starts to get more Jay Cutler-ish, don't care. So I don't know. But I don't really have anything to say about this because I don't like talking good about the Falcons. There's nothing to talk good about the Falcons except for Calvin Ridley is a dog. Matt Ryan, I have him in a fantasy league. He's doing everything I thought he would because he's always going to be playing from behind. So he's going to be tossing that ball. And, Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage season.
Hayden Hurst had a bounce-back game.
18 points for Hayden. He's on my dynasty team.
Produce, man. Like when you score, 40-39 final score? I mean, there's a lot of production. One guy that didn't produce was Mr. Todd Gurley. Shocker. But everyone else pretty much produced. I don't think Julio had that great of a game. He had a drop touchdown, I'm pretty sure.
Julio's washed.
Stop that. You've been saying that for probably 2 years.
And I'll say it every year of my life. I don't care how many touchdowns or yards he gets. Who?
CD Lamb did.
CD Lamb, dude, he had 20 DraftKings points. He was another guy on our NFL DFS preview show. If you didn't watch that, you need to get over to RotoBaller and subscribe because we literally gave you 5 out of our 8 guys hit over value and crushed. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, I don't really have anything else more to say about that. Super excited to see the Falcons lose every Sunday or every time they are on a football field. And never forget that Arthur Blank built a Chick-fil-A inside of that stadium only to be closed every Sunday.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I forget about that. Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome. Titans, Jags, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready to talk about this one.
Wait, hold on. Save that for the finale because this next game is going to be like a 2-minute combo, and then we're done with. We're only doing 5 games. Let's just briefly talk about Bucks Panthers because we didn't get to our Bucks conversation week 1 because you did the podcast without me. You just let that guy who played the Joker. What was his name? Joaquin.
God, I like Joaquin. I think that's a compliment. I like Joaquin Phoenix.
The angle you had. Yeah, stop that. You're going to scare all the subscribers away. Joaquin Holden.
Joaquin. He made a documentary called I'm Still Here or something like that in 2010, by the way. Go watch that. Great documentary. Hilarious.
That guy scares me. But I do like him.
Love Joaquin. Yeah, so Bucks, Panthers, Tom Brady's washed. I'm going to start being friends with that guy on Fox that you troll all the time. I'm just going to be – I don't know. Who's the guy that's always talking about how Tom Brady's
Rob
washed?
Parker, the GOAT.
Yeah, me and Rob Parker are going to be like best friends, dude. I'm just going to start calling his show.
Funny you say that. I got an email from like iHeartRadio that was like a Rob Parker quote. It's like, Tom Brady's washed. Rob Parker's been telling you since 2010.
Since 2005 after all the Super Bowls that he won in New England. Tom Brady, look, it's just going to take time, man. I mean, dude, this is the first team he's been on that's different than the Patriots. I mean, he's still learning. It's week 2. Get over it. One thing that I am excited about and one thing that I'm disappointed about, I'll go ahead and get the bad news out the way. Scotty Miller's a fraud.
You talking about the drop touchdown?
Dude, I'm mad, bro, because I had him in like one of the lineups. Everybody was so high on him. We were high on him. I'd be a liar to say I wasn't.
Yeah, I had him in 10% of my lineup, so he was not good. Literally
and metaphorically dropped the ball. So
yeah, Brady's stats again were hurt by the fact that so I don't know if you saw this, but so Scotty Miller dropped an easy touchdown, but then flashback to somebody that I thought would no longer be in the league. They were using LaShawn McCoy as a receiver, and Brady put the ball right on the money in the corner of the end zone, and LaShawn McCoy dropped it. So that's 2 TDs right there that he could have had. Just saying, I got to defend my boy.
I want to be a fly on the wall in that locker room after when they're losing. Like even if they're not losing, just to hear Tom Brady just go like savage mode. And like, I don't even know if he's that kind of guy, but I would want to think he was like a Michael Jordan where he would just like drag you until you like mentally and physically couldn't take it, just drag you through the mud.
But what about the games too, where to be a fly on the wall when he's mad at himself? I bet that's even a crazier something to like him.
He probably punches himself in the face. I feel like he's that kind of guy. Like he takes it personally, like whether he puts himself in those situations or not.
Yeah.
But no, all right. Positives. My call on Mike Evans was correct. Love Mike. Super excited to have him. You know, we hate that Godwin's out, but I don't necessarily hate it because I'm an Evans guy, and I was always here for Mike Evans at the beginning of the season. I've made sure that he was drafted in my leagues. I've got him. Happy. Played him in some DFS lineups. Another contestant on the RotoBaller NFL DFS preview show. I think he had like, 26, 28 DraftKings points, something in that area.
He had a nice day, and he was at that cheap price, that $6,400 price tag.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That helped me. That helped me getting the money on FanDuel. So I was excited about that. I had him in a lot of lineups. And then another guy I had in a lot of lineups, which literally went against the consensus of like every fantasy football expert on fantasypros.com. I'll go there and just look and see where people are and where they're ranking people all the time. And now that I know a lot of these people from Twitter that are like their rankings are on there, I'll just be like, nope, don't believe that. Don't believe that. I literally saw how bad Fournette was ranked compared to Rojo. So I started Fournette in like a bunch of my DFS lineups. 25 points to the moon. How could you ever think that Ronald Jones would be the starter above Leonard Fournette in any offense?
So I think the argument isn't that Rojo would always be the starter. I think the argument is people that are ranking Rojo, they thought it would take time because Rojo looked better in week 1 than Fournette. But no, I mean, it was a coming out party. It was a great play by you. I wish I would have talked to you about – I didn't put him in my lineups. I'll tell you that. Like,
yeah. This is why –
he's the guy, though. In any offense, Fournette's going to be the guy. Like, he's going to be the guy.
He's prolific, dude. He's prolific. Yeah. And see, this is why I will never be or want to be considered an expert because what I've realized is that everybody just plays it.
Me up.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but dude, like, I mean, you still have like some sense to where like you'll go with your gut some. And I feel like a lot of these people, they just, well, what's so-and-so ranking and what's so-and-so ranking? And it's just like everybody's scared to death to make a wrong choice and they end up just screwing themselves. And I get that the long run, like, yeah, that works more times than none. But if I have this like really strong feeling about something, you know me, and I don't care if I win or lose because at least I ride that feeling. I'm not going to go do what everybody else is doing. Your mom and your dad used to tell you all the time, if all your friends went and jumped off of a bridge, would you jump too? And you were scared as shit in your bed. You're like, oh, no, Mom. So why are you doing it as an adult? If you're a fantasy football expert and you have a gut feeling, fuck a consensus, throw it out the window, and go by what you want to do. That's what I do. I did it today with Minshew. Okay? Fading into that game. Can we go to that game now? Yeah, I'm ready to go to that game.
I'm so excited for Minshew. He's been playing so well.
I love it. And he's proving himself more and more. At the beginning of the season, he put a video out. I think Matthew Berry said something. He was like, Minshew was just like, who the hell is a Matthew Berry? I loved every moment of that because it goes to show that when you got confidence, it doesn't matter what situation you're in or what you got going on. Like, if you just believe in yourself a ton, like, you'll make something happen. It may take a little bit of time, but you'll make some stuff happen. He could not be having a stronger start to the 2020 NFL season. I made the call this morning. I have Deshaun Watson in one of my leagues, and I have Gardner Minshew on the bench. I started Minshew over Watson. And I got on Twitter this morning, and I backed my shit up, and I said, I'm starting Gardner Minshew over Deshaun Watson today. He's going to have more points. Boom. Deshaun Watson sucked shit. Gardner Minshew to the moon. Had like 28 fantasy points on DraftKings. Loved every second of that. The game was great. And even though the Jags lost, anytime the Titans and the Jags are played in the same division, they're probably considered as rivals. I love both teams because I'm a Saints fan. So I just love them both. They got Jonnu on one end. You got James O'Shaughnessy on the other end. Shout out to Jonnu. I might not even let you get a breath in for this, dude.
I'm just going to sit back.
Jonnu Smith. I want to go back to the days where no one talked about Jonnu Smith because now everybody's talking about Jonnu Smith.
But that's part of taking your victory lap is if they're talking about him, he's done something right.
I don't even get that victory lap because I'm not on the fantasypros.com consensus.
I don't even know. Dude, I don't even know. Like, are they the go-to site?
They're not. There's a million sites out there. I'm just saying a lot of people like that I follow personally. You got to understand that we're all ants in this giant anthill. Nobody really knows. Like, everybody thinks there's something, and then you really.
You want to know the beauty of doing
your own space,
Chase? I just trust my own stuff. I do my own rankings.
There you go, and that's why you're good at what you do. You're not on fantasypros.com.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. I'm telling you, like, people that I've been seeing on Twitter, they make such a big deal about that shit. Such a big deal. So that's why we do what we do.
You know what my saying is? Those guys can go talk about all their different rankings, and they can go rank each other's rankings against one another. Whenever they want to go play in a league against me, I'll gladly put the money where the mouth is.
I'm ready for that. I want to document that season on camera. Follow you around, just like flipping people off and talking shit.
Yeah. All these people that literally thread all day. They thread all day about snap count air yards, all that stuff. And they'll do it all week and put all the research in. And then you can go – honestly, you can do it in a crash course Friday night. You can put 5-6 hours in, and you can get exactly where that person that threads all week. You can do it in 5 hours.
They take themselves too seriously, man. Like, we got to get off of that. Anyway, back to Jonnu. Another guy that we had, obviously, he was the go-to guy. And I was so happy that you ranked him high as well this week. You knew I start him every week. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, literally.
First play of the game, 62 yards. First play for Jonnu. I couldn't believe it. I turned on the TV or turn on my –
When you text me, I wasn't even watching the game, and you just text me, Jonnu. We just hit that one, Jonnu. Like, dude, Jonnu could be playing the Saints, and I'm just like, Jonnu.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, man. I love it. So, yeah.
Had like a great year. The only thing stopping him is an injury.
That's it. So, to the moon, Jonnu. But, yeah, Minshew, dude, keep going. And, of course, even with the O'Shaughnessy tracker, we just founded that today. Vice president of the Tight End Appreciation Club. What do you have? Three for three today.
Yeah, 3 targets, 3 catches. I think he actually ended up getting a 4th catch. So 4 catches, and he's splitting duties with Mr. Eifert. So
yeah, he's 4 for 4.
Tight end like 10 times, 10, 12 times.
Oh, that number is going to keep creeping up because I'm just going to keep tagging Gardner until he gets either to the point where he wants to block me or be friends with me, and I'm always tag James and just be like, bazillion throws today, bazillion throws, and just coach him into it. So until the point where it's like Brady and Gronk, it's going to be Minshew, O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy's not looking too impacted by that injury.
No, he's not, because he's not.
He's good.
He's the GOAT. Shout out to James. We love you.
In summary for that game, though, I mean, it was one of the best games of the day, kind of underrated. I mean, it went down to the wire. The Titans really shouldn't have let the Jags back in the game, but I mean, the Jags had 2 or 3 chances to win the game. So it was anybody's game. Can you imagine a world where Jags are 2-0 after trading Leonard Fournette and all that's happened to that team? They were very, very close to 2-0.
Yeah, very close to it, and it's fine. They're gonna be fine. I'm fully, like I said, with Minshew at the helm. He is showing the type of leader he is, the type of quarterback he is. They're going to be okay. That ship's going to float just fine. They may not be like, a Super Bowl contender by any means, or they might not get that deep in the playoffs, but they're going to show.
Who's the guy looks pretty good. The weapon they have, is it Scheinholt?
Yeah, the Scheinholt, DJ Chark. Who else? You ranked Scheinholt, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like they found a guy that might end up being their new number 2 receiver in him. And like, what's his name? Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole was okay.
He was, but he's behind this rookie on the depth chart, and I think that's really interesting because that means this guy's really impressed him in a very short amount of time. So
yeah,
I mean, we know DJ Chark's going to be that dude, but you add a second receiver and they invest in the offensive line. Minshew's going to have him in a lot of games.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, I can't wait to continue watching. Like I said, I've got Minshew in a couple of leagues, and I get crapped on for that all the time, but I don't care. It is what it is. But yeah, can't wait for Rona to leave America so we can go get in that pool. I want that more than anything.
Life goals.
Yes, I want a Sunday in the pool at Sunbelt Stadium. Like that's where I want to be. Jag Stadium, whatever it's called,
baby.
Jagging off. All the way. A couple other notable guys before we move into NASCAR, though. Obviously, we had Kyler Murray ranked on the DFS preview show. He had an amazing day. I think he had over 30 fantasy points. Kenyon Drake, the Drake kind of stunk it up a little bit. I think he had maybe under 15.
Who was our bad play? So it was
Derrick Henry, with 8. We just got through the whole Titans Jags game without even talking about Derrick Henry. That's how much of an impact he was.
If I told you, though, as bad of a game he had, if I told you he had 80-something yards rushing, you would assume he scores, right? Because that's what he had.
Absolutely.
He had 5 rushing yards, but no catches and no touchdowns.
You just predict 90-yard runs at the opponents, at their own goal line when Derrick Henry's in a game. So it happens. Our running backs didn't do that great. Mark Andrews shit the bed. I think he had 3 fantasy points, which sucked. 4, I don't even know.
No, I said of course.
Yeah.
He was one of the easiest plays, though. I mean, by all numbers and statistics, he should have been a good play.
Should have had more Jazeki. It should have been Jonnu and Jazeki.
Dude, I had a ton of Johnny, so I wasn't too mad at him. So.
No, me either. Me either. I had like I spread all of our plays out, obviously, but
that's one of my DFS problems though. Is I have a hard time on DraftKings having enough salary at tight end, so I always end up trying to get somebody a little bit cheaper.
See, dude, I fill out all my spots and then I go to the flex, and then whatever amount of money I have left, I go through there and I see whose person has like the meanest face, like who looks like they're just gonna like tear things up. I don't care how much they cost. I'm just like, that's the guy.
That's the guy you want.
That's why I lose a lot.
Ugly faces. Should we talk about NASCAR?
Oh, Kyle Busch had an ugly face. He did. All right, so let's go ahead and brief this out. Bristol night race, NASCAR Twitter, doing NASCAR Twitter things, bitching about everything left and right. Young children don't want to play fair. I got in an argument with a guy about Bubba Wallace again. That was fun. He literally said that the only reason he wears headphones now is to cover up the booze. And I'm like, imagine mistaking a Beats by Dre sponsorship for sensitivity. And I followed that up with sending a screenshot of like every Beats by Dre athlete pre-game. Yeah. And the guy just could not take his L, dude. He had a hard time. So our boy Dale Tanhart came in and served it up to him too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so that was cool.
I'll have to go check that out. Where did Bubba finish, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
Bubba finished 22nd. Thought he was gonna get the top 15. Nobody roasted me on Twitter though, so I'm still waiting on that roasting. I'll take it like a man.
But even that's plus 8 place differential, right?
Yeah.
30th.
Yeah, but I said he'd have a top 15, so I fucked up. But I'll take my roasting like a man.
I'm pretty sure I did. What did I say for Bubba?
You said we top 25. So you were on point once again. Good job.
You could have told me anything. I don't believe you. I don't remember.
Dude, we were so off though for like the top 10, man. Like it was like a super speedway finish, except for Harvick and Busch. Eric Jones and Tyler Reddick following suit behind those guys. Like Kenseth was in there. Shout out to Chris Buescher. Sneaky. Finished 8th. Love it.
I had him very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I had him in a good bit of my lineups as well. But no, I mean, dude, like
I was on a track to probably have one of my best DFS days ever. And the only thing that was going to stop that was if Kevin Harvick led like 200 laps. I mean, I basically needed Kyle Busch or Chase Elliott to lead the laps there because I had first place, second place, third place lineup at one point because me and you were so heavy on Kyle Busch that when people moved off of him because of the adjustments, he started from the rear of the field, right? Yeah. So a lot of people, he still was 33% owned, but I kept him at 55% even with the news. So early in the race, man, it looked like it was going to be my best day ever. And I did
kicking ass, man.
I broke the golden rule, though. I checked my results too early. And then at lap 200, I checked and I was crushing it. And then I looked at lap 350 and it was all gone because Kevin Harvick, or 400, and it was just –
I think I got you beat on the bad beat. So I had a lineup on FanDuel. I had Harvick, Busch. I want to say I had Buescher. I had
probably Jimmy Johnson.
I had Bubba, and then
Jimmy Johnson screwed me.
Yeah, and I had I was gonna put in Kurt Busch, but I played Martin Truex Jr. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. FML. But
it was one of those weeks, though.
It was, man. And it's the playoffs. But more into the storyline, though. The last laps, man, that battle between Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick was amazing. Loved every second of it. I was with my son. We were getting him ready for bed. And he's a huge Kyle Busch fan, just obviously because of the candy car. And he's sitting there the whole time, like getting into it. Like that was like, he's 5, and that was his first race where he was just like really watching, and he was so involved, and I was so proud. I was just like, Like, this is amazing. Like, you're enjoying this, you know? And he's like, who's the blue car? I'm like, it's Kevin Harvick. I was like, he's probably going to win. Kevin Harvick? He was like, why don't Kyle hit him? And I was just like to get him out the way. He's like, yeah, he needs to hit him. I was like, yeah, dude, for real. Like, that would be great for like my DFS lineups. That'd be cool. You know, I might win a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. He had no idea. For him, it's money to buy more trucks. Yeah. So, but whenever it was over, it was the sweetest thing. He was like, oh, Kevin Harvick win every time. I was like, pretty much. Yeah, he's won like 9 races, man. So, I mean, dude, that's amazing for Kevin Harvick, though. I'm super pumped for Kevin, man. He's having an amazing year. 9 wins. Kyle Busch, though, he was bitching bad at the end of that race.
Do you think he was going to win? Because in my mind, before you go to the reaction of Kyle, I know we're going to talk about Kyle Busch's blow-ups and anger management, but did you think Kyle Busch was going to win? Because I know the way I was watching it, I was like, man, Bristol is Kyle Busch's place.
Kyle would have won that race, and I made a lot of fun of it just because, you know, I was already kind of like low-key pissed about my lineup, so I just like triggered more people that were like hardcore heavy Kyle Busch fans because like Joey Logano held him up. If it wouldn't have been for Logano getting in his way, Kyle Busch would have won that race.
Yeah.
And I found it hilarious because I just started doing the Joseph L with the pit vipers and the mullet and just like triggering the shit out of Kyle Busch fans. But I did that after because like the way Kyle handles it, it's not even anger, dude. It's his attitude. He's so negative. And it's like, I tweeted like at Samantha and I was just like, take your husband to some fucking yoga classes. I was like, because with this attitude, he's never going to win shit. He literally told Chris Knight, which is a media reporter for NASCAR, he doesn't even care if they win next week because he'll be out in the second round. He said that. Way to speak shit into existence, you dumbass.
Dude, but isn't it funny? Okay, so we've gotten on this podcast a million times and we've said something's wrong with Kyle Busch because we're not getting these quotes, and he seemed like he wasn't mad at all. Like he wasn't being himself. And here we are in the playoffs, and we start getting that old Kyle Busch, the one that's angry and says things that
obviously his Lexapro ran out. Like, I mean, my God.
Did you agree, though? He's been calm most of the year considering how bad he's been? Like, where did this come from is my point. Like, out of nowhere.
This came from the fact that, like, he wanted to punch Joey Logano in the face, but he probably couldn't find him. I would have wanted to.
People hate Joey Logano, too.
Everybody hates Joey Logano, except for us. I love Joey. I think he's fucking great. I think he's a great guy.
He needs to loosen up a little bit. Besides
he does. We're still going to loosen him up. But, yeah. No, I mean, dude, this is what I said. And I texted this to Dale after the race. He was like, dude, I'm so mad, you know, about Joey. I was like, Joey's so awkward that he probably thought that Kevin would give him some respect for Team Ford for holding up the Camry behind him. Like in Joey's mind, he's probably like, Kevin's going to really appreciate this.
Yeah. I can see that.
And then it's probably like after the race, he's like, Kevin, did you like what I did? Yeah, good job, man. Great way. Great job, Joey. Appreciate you, man. Kevin, hey, see if Joey would have had a mullet on and pit vipers, he'd have won that fucking race, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So that's on him. But I don't know.
The year of Kevin Harvick continues, man. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Would you agree that if he doesn't win the championship, that like, would you say that like, you know what? I don't even want to ask that question because I was going to say that would NASCAR fans be mad? Because yes, they're mad about everything.
Yeah, they want. I mean, unless Chase Elliott wins, it's people don't really want to see Hamlin or Harvick win. I don't think, and they definitely don't want to see Kyle Busch win. So, who does that?
So that's why I blew up on Twitter last night. That's why, or on Sunday night. That's why I was like, stop bitching about NASCAR races being boring. Put money on it. Make it entertaining. Like, you can entertain yourself if you put money on it. Like, follow our picks, put money on it, go to town. It's not that hard, but everybody's just either too cheap or just too scared or too caught up in thinking that NASCAR is the WWE because it's not. It's racing.
Where does Harvick stand on, like, the general public? Like, people would rather see Harvick win than Hamlin, right?
Harvick's just a nice guy, man. He loves the fans. He loves the energy that he gets off of them, man. And he's just been –
Chase, who would people people want. I'm trying to pull you as like if you know the audience more than me, like NASCAR Twitter more than
They
me.
want Harvick more than they want Hamlin. I'll tell you that much. Which I don't really understand. I think it has more to do with like the fact that like Harvick took over the 3 car. You know, he drove the 29 at RCR, which was Dale Earnhardt's crew, and then he won that race in Atlanta. And he did the tribute to Dale Earnhardt, and that was huge. And I think that like he won, you know, back then he won the sport over when he did that. So he's always going to have this like very big throne that he sits on in the sport. And now that he's like got a car and he's in contention to win championships, I mean, it's good to see. It's nice to see.
I love Harvick.
I do too. I'm a big Harvick
First
guy.
day you met me, I had a Harvick hat.
But that's what I've realized, man. You did have a Harvick hat on. Holy shit, I forgot about that.
He just like fine wine, man.
He does. But the more that you get into the betting part of it, the more that you become like just a fan of the sport in general. You know, like that's kind of where I am. Like, I mean, I
don't like your argument though, honestly, because I think betting should enhance the product. You shouldn't ever like categorize it as go bet on it to make it better. I mean,
well, it does. I mean, is that not enhancing it?
No, it is
making it better.
That's a cop out answer to say like, you have to bet on something to make it like. The bulk of the product should be good enough itself, and the betting should enhance it. But
yeah,
you're making the case that if you're unhappy, go bet. It shouldn't be like that.
Well, no, you have to understand where I'm coming from. I can sit and watch a race and enjoy it. I've done it for years without having any money on anything. If you're going to take the time to bitch about it, try something new to make it entertaining.
Okay. 100% back on. I didn't understand what you were saying.
That's why I said the next time you want to bitch about a race and you claim to be this huge, I call them the NASCAR Twitter bots because that's what they are. One person has an opinion about how boring a race is, and you see all these other people saying the same shit for clout. And it's like, okay, like stop being like followers with it. You want a better product. You want to enhance your time watching the race. Put some money on it. You say you're this big NASCAR fan, then put some money on it. Go for it. If not, don't bitch about it. And if you do bitch about it, you better show me a DFS slip or a fucking bet ticket. Like that's what I want to see.
Can you not be a critic of the sport then?
Dude, when you are being a critic, like just because people aren't wrecking, then like go watch fucking WWE because that's fake.
I'm just saying, like me and you criticize sports all the time. Like,
yeah. Well, we put our money on shit.
For the sake of the show, like somebody's got to take the other side of the argument here. So I'm taking it like.
Well, if you want to, that's fine. I'm still right.
I think your problem you have with it, and you're not right. I think the problem you have with it is that the people are followers and the bots. That's the part that bothers you. It's like not one person can have the opinion that this. I've told you this race sucks before. I'm like, dude, this race is not fun. Like this race sucks.
And I enjoy them all.
But I mean, that's just being like you're in denial if you think every race is good. So.
Richmond was not that great. I will say that. I'm not going to be a fucking. It was kind of a snoozer at the end.
There's been several races that have sucked this year, but
to you,
your biggest problem with it is one person's opinion then becomes everyone's opinion. That's what I hear.
But at the same time, I want more NASCAR fans betting on NASCAR.
I do too.
Why can't I plug my product, bro? Like shit. This is your product too, man.
Product as well. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is yours too. So you should be taking this argument.
No, I'm with you. I just don't think it should have to be. Okay, I understand when.
I'm just tired of seeing it every week. I'm tired of seeing it every week. It's every fucking week. If there's not a wreck, every week. This sucks. This is boring. Go watch something else.
I'm with you. For the most part, I'm with you, but I don't want it to be like the. NASCAR should be able to be good standalone, in my opinion.
It is. I mean, and to me, it is. Yeah. And I want it to be better, but that's just because I'm a truther, and we know that. So we'll get off the subject of that.
It's been a great season, in my opinion.
It has. For 2020, it's been a great season for everybody but Kyle Busch. So
on Twitter, people.
Yeah, and somebody tried to say it's been a bad season. I think Darian Gillum tried to say it's been a bad season for Ricky Stenhouse, and I corrected his ass real quick. So,
oh man, I thought Ricky's had a good year.
I think so too. That's why I hit him with the Kawhi Leonard. Hey. I had to. But that's unless you got anything else, that's a show.
Long show.
That's a show. All right, that's it, guys. It's good to have you back, Drew. Missed you on Garage Guys.
Wow.
We've been doing a lot of rotoballer stuff, so it's good to just be able to sit back and just have a conversation.
I missed the football recaps and the race recaps. It's been probably 3 or 4 weeks since I've done one. So
yeah, it's been great. Look, guys, we hope you enjoyed it as well. You know where to follow us at. Hit us up all in one at Garage Guys FS. Follow me at Garage Guy Chase and follow Drew at Chef Boyardeen. He is the Chef Boy. Follow our content on Rotoballer, bet on NASCAR or shut your ass up. And football's back week 2, except for all the people that were injured. And on a serious note, just wanted to say that, you know, we're keeping James White, the Patriots running back, in our thoughts. He found out that his father passed away in a car accident. His mother is in critical condition, so definitely send some good energy their way. Even if you don't know him, you can still send positive energy and love that way. So just wanted to throw that in there. I don't get too serious often. So that was just some really terrible news that we got before the end of the game, before the game started tonight. So
Tom Brady tweeted at him. So
yeah, that sucks.
Everything I've heard about James White too is that he's just like the best guy. So that just makes it even worse.
Oh yeah. Big man of the people. But that's all we got. And so that was something you need to keep in mind. And remember, we're here. We're the Garage Guys. And it's time you tell everybody about us and leave us a rating and subscribe to us on YouTube. And do that.
Do it now.
All right, do it. Should we bark or should we skirt or should we just do it like old times?
Old times, just end it.
Sports, party, repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.